This is Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available live on DAZN. Mr. Frank Warren, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Wow, we've waited for this moment and here we are. Firstly, it's great to see you as always. How are you, sir?
I'm good, young man. How are you?
I'm good. We're back in the kingdom. It's become the home of boxing, really, hasn't it?
Big time boxing. This is where it all happens. This is the centre, the epicenter of world boxing, where the big fights happen. And there's nothing bigger than what's going on Saturday night, the 18th of May, when two undefeated heavyweights collide to find out who is the best heavyweight on the planet.
Well, that we will go into. Just firstly, I landed last night and it was hot last night. Today it's 42 degrees. I've never seen anything like it. Have you spent much time outside yet? It's certainly a hot one in the desert.
Look, mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun, and I've not been out there yet.
Let's talk about it then. Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk. It is the big one. It's the first time in a long, long time, I think 25 years, since we've seen the Undisputed Championship fought for. Just firstly now, 5-6 days away. Just initial thoughts, excitement?
Yeah, I mean, especially after the postponement, you know, and all the drama that was involved in that. I think we're in a position now where where everyone here, the anticipation, what's going to be a great fight, we all can't wait. So we're just counting the clock down now, and I do generally believe we're going to see something extra special on Saturday.
I've seen Tyson Fury just now. He looks in tremendous shape. He's got a big team with him. He seems very happy. His answers were good. He said all to me in the build-up in the interviews that I've done with him is that I will not be ready until fight week. This is the first time I've heard him say I am ready. He looks in great shape. That's the vibe that you're getting as well?
It is, and I think out of that postponement, good has come out of bad. It's given him extra time in a training camp, and he looks good. When we did that thing a couple of weeks ago up in Morecambe, he looked like he was jumping out of his skin now. And looking at him now, I mean, he looks like he's in the prime of his life, in prime condition, and so will Usyk be, by the way. But I just feel that with Tyson as well, it's also mentally that he's in a great place. He's physically in a great place and mentally in a great place.
Talk to me about, obviously Tyson's last outing was that Francis Ngannou fight. Now Tyson probably the only one in the camp, and I've spoke to Spencer before, and it was like not that we underestimated him, but we were surprised at what happened on the night. How much better of a Tyson Fury do we see this Saturday to what we saw last time?
Well, we don't see a better Tyson Fury. He's in trouble. He had a bad day at the office. It's as simple as that. And he didn't look good, but in not looking good, he won the fight. And that's what good fighters do on an off night. And you can have an off night. And Ngannou was an unknown quantity at that time. And obviously AJ worked him out from seeing him in with Tyson, and they got their game plan right. But that's gone. And it's no good dwelling on that. I look at the Tyson Fury that over the period of time, what he done with Klitschko and what he's done with 3 times with Deontay Wilder in tough fights, where he's had to get off the floor a couple of times as well and do what he's had to do to win fights. And for me, he looks looking at him, and mentally he looks in a better place than for any of those fights.
Frank, you're a man who's seen how the heavyweight division's evolved over the years, and some of the greats in the 70s and 80s. I heard you speak in there with Ade. Tyson was asked, and he said that he will be the greatest heavyweight of all time. He also said opinions are for nobodies, and opinions don't really matter, but he did say that he will become the greatest heavyweight of all time with a win on Saturday night. Where do you put him in the mix?
Well, if he wins on Saturday, which I expect him to do, and I believe he will, that makes him the best heavyweight this century, by far. And if you look back over the period of time of the heavyweights, certainly I see growing up, and some of the footage I've seen of the old ones, he's there with all of them. You mentioned him in the same breath as all of them, because they were all superb, great heavyweights of their times and periods. What people forget about Tyson, he's such a big man. He's 6'8", 6'9", big guy, but very fast, big puncher, great reflexes, great chin. He'd give all these fellas a lot of problems to think about, and he would have beaten a lot of them. There's no doubt about that.
Boxing's a funny sport, right? Because people always just go off hindsight and the last performance. And then obviously Oleksandr Usyk's performance with Daniel Dubois, and people see the shot that was deemed low. I know that you'll have your say on that and everything. But after that fight, it was Tyson Fury wipes the floor with this man. And then obviously Tyson Fury has the fights with Ngannou. And then it's all Oleksandr Usyk wipes the floor with this man. You can't really take too much into account of that.
But it's all spicy. Both the fighters and their respective trainers and their camps will be looking for chinks in the armour, in the respective armour of both the guys, and they will maybe see they found some. There are chinks in Usyk's armour, but nobody's exploited it properly yet. They haven't done that. And Tyson, look, he's been on the floor. He's been caught with big punches and got up. Not only got up and won the round. Come back and come out on top at the end of the round. So, he's a fighting man, Tyson, and you can, of course, you can look into his last performance. But for me, I just feel that he's going to be too much on the night for Oleksandr.
I don't want to keep you here all day as much as I wish I could, just speaking about the fight, because it absolutely fascinates me. For me, I'm so intrigued as to how the first couple of rounds play out, because I feel like part of it could be cagey and then part of us could just see them going at it, Tyson ripping the body, whatever. Do you have a vision of how this fight plays out on Saturday night?
Yeah, I feel that Tyson, I feel that he's got to go out and he's got to dominate the fight. He's got to take the centre of the ring and he's got to dominate him. He's got to be the boss. He's got to be the governor.
A few more from me. We've seen Anthony Joshua's flown in. Now, Moses Atama's out here, obviously, who trains with Ben Davison as well. That would be the obvious standpoint. However, we know that if anyone's to make cool stuff happen, it is His Excellency. We'll see providing Saturday night. He's already said about rematch and everything for October. But regardless of if, Joshua doesn't fight the winner and they have the rematch, good that he's here, good that he's ringside, nice to have him around.
It's all part of it, isn't it? It's all part of the big picture. And it is a big picture. We've got these great fights. I mean, this is something else, this, isn't it? And it's great that we've got a British fighter who can take those 4 belts home. We're part of boxing history. Our little island's part of boxing history. And I'm really, and I am delighted that AJ's here. I'm delighted Moses is on the card. I see Fraser Clark's out here. See all the guys out here. And it's good for them to be around events like this, because especially the younger guys, because they'll be looking and thinking, I want that to be me in the future.
2 more from me. The 5v5 now. I mean, it's the most exciting month of sport I've worked in, because we've got this and then we've got the 5v5. The promo is excellent. It's hard to say how excited are you for that, because we're so excited for Saturday. But the fact that it just keeps coming and coming.
Well, it does. I mean, it's like the old London buses, isn't it? They come along in threes. You wait for ages, now suddenly it's all happening. It's great. The 5v5 is very competitive for obvious reasons. The 2 promotional organisations, Queensberry and Matchroom, the fact that their fighters, they'll be looking for their fighters to win. We want our fighters to win. It ticks all the boxes for the fans of a competitive night of sport, of boxing. And again, it's involving the Brits. I mean, we're doing it, aren't we? We're involved. It just shows you that little island of ours how strong boxing's become, and how much it means to around the world now. British boxing is brilliant.
Finally, Saturday night, Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk, undisputed, as well as the lineal, the ring, everything else that comes with it. The new undisputed title, which we have. What happens Saturday night?
I think Tyson will dominate the fight. I think it'll be a very competitive fight. I think both guys will obviously give their all, because for what's on the line. Unlike in the past where you've seen these type of fights where, the fights that people have been waiting for, like, Lennox Lewis fighting Mike Tyson, that was 10 years after they tried to get it together the first time. You look at Larry Holmes fighting Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes had seen better days. Ali fighting Larry Holmes, Ali had seen better days. You can look at all those fights. These guys are in their prime. They're both undefeated, 4 belts on the line, and you do not see these type of events happen at all, often. First time this century, as we keep saying. I see Tyson dominating the fight, and I see him stopping him midway.
Well, Frank, it's an absolute pleasure. Just for the record, you're always an absolute diamond to deal with, and it's an honour, as always. So we look forward to the week unfolding. Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, my old son. Be good.
Top man.